All right, so I did a little bit of digging. And by a little bit of digging, all I did was click a link or two. But I happened to come across this information by accident, to be honest with you, because I was just looking at SteamDB because I noticed that the concurrent number kept going up slightly. It didn't hit 100K. I think it ended at 89,000 or something like that. And that's on the weekend, mind you. So I don't really think it's going to surpass that. And if it does, that's highly sus to me. But I clicked on SteamDB to check out their numbers. And I noticed something. So let me bring up my post here on Twitter for you guys. Now, I noticed that yesterday, if you remember, on Saturday Night Hypnosis, if you watched, we were going over the game analytics information for Dragon Age the Veilguard. And a couple of things were brought up, okay? So this is the initial screenshot from the stream. I went back to the stream to make sure I caught the screenshot so that I knew what I was talking about. But yesterday, Game Analytics had an estimate that Dragon Age the Veilguard sold 536,000 copies, okay? With a gross revenue of about $28.9 million, and players total 536,000 with an average playtime of 3.3 hours, okay? Very, very, very strange, but no problem. So that was yesterday. As of today, I want you guys to notice this, okay? As of today, it went down, but it didn't just go down a little bit. It went down by almost 110,000 copies sold. If we go to this new screenshot here, this is the screenshot that I took about an hour ago. It says copies sold 429,000 copies with a gross revenue of $23.1 million with an average playtime of 8.1 hours. And again, I want you guys to understand something. I'm sure this number is going to go up. It just, this thing leads to a couple of questions, right? This leads to a couple of questions for me. Now, people are going to call out the first thing, which is the average playtime going up to 8.1 hours from 3.3 hours. I don't think it's very strange for those numbers to go up, especially if the copies sold went down, right? Because if the copies sold went down, that means there's a smaller pool of people to choose from when it comes to average playtime. So that naturally means that number is going to go up, right? So the average playtime going up when the copies sold went down by 110,000 really doesn't seem that odd to me. Number two, this could be very much related to refunds. Now, I know a lot of people were talking about the game being refunded in mass, but I really didn't see much proof about that statement. So I was looking, and I noticed this number, and I'm like, oh, wow, it dropped by 110,000. Now, keep in mind, to be fair, these are estimates, okay? They are estimates from this website, and I don't necessarily trust this website fully, but I do find it interesting that the number went dramatically down so much. Like, I can understand, okay, 5K, 10K, 15K, whatever. The number went down by 110,000. That is a huge, huge number. That is 1/5. That is 1/5 of your number of your player base that it went down. So I got to be honest, probably sounds like it's refunds to some extent, and also maybe what do you call that? Maybe like an analytical error to some extent. Maybe they overestimated whatever. But there's no way you overestimated by 110,000. There's just no fucking way. So what I've been saying is from the beginning, these people were buying the game. A lot of streamers were buying the game, playing it for 2 hours, and then refunding it, which is exactly why the playtime was so low. And then when you start removing those people and removing those refunds, suddenly the playtime goes up, because then you have the actual amount of people who are playing the game who are either streaming it all the way to the end, or who are buying it just because, they bought it, or they got the game for free. Now, one question I do have, because I don't know the answers for this, okay? I don't know the answer for this at all. I need an understanding to this. If anybody has an answer, let me know in the chat if you can, okay? Let me know, please. So it says 429,000 copies sold, right? Everybody listening to me? 429,000 copies sold. And then on the bottom, it says copies sold in the last 7 days, 305,000 copies. So I'm a little confused. The game has only been out for 4 days. The game has been out for 4 days. So does that mean that this game had 120,000 pre-orders? That's how many people pre-ordered this game? Am I understanding that correctly? 120,000 pre-orders? Is that I just want to make sure I'm on the right page here. 120 some odd thousand pre-orders. Because that seems really fucking high. But then again, it was number what? Like 4 or 5, I think. It might mean up to 7 days. Yeah, but the thing is, the game hasn't been out in the last 7 days. Like it's only been 4 days. So I gotta imagine that's gotta be pre-orders. Like the number difference between 305 and 429 has to be pre-orders. Also, it could also be pre-orders and review copies, free copies, basically all those copies that didn't count for a purchase, right? Right? It's gotta include that as well. So that means that the game has actually only sold in the last 4 days 305,000 copies on Steam. Right? I gotta imagine that's the number. So pre-orders and free copies and review copies and all that stuff, copies sold might exclude free. It doesn't. There's no way for them to differentiate. I don't think so. I don't think so. Like how would they differentiate? Because they just go based off how many people actually have the game in their library, right? Because there's other games that have been given away for free that have counted towards player counts. Unknown 9 is probably one of them. Retail store order. Yeah, I don't know about retail store order because they're not transparent about their numbers. It shows 368,000 sold right now. Okay, well, let's check it out right now. Hold on. Check it out right now. So if you guys are not aware for whatever reason, the game is currently at 61,000 players with an 89,000 all-time peak 6 hours ago. Now Game Analytic is saying that it's at 368,000. Let me make it bigger. Hold on. 368,000 copies sold in the last 7 days and 469,000 copies sold in general. So it went up slightly. So I don't know. I just find this to be a little bit strange to see the number drop so damn much. But like I said, it's only a matter of time before the number goes up. Look at the average playtime. Now the average playtime went up to 15 hours. So that's interesting. The average playtime damn near doubled from the last one. And I took that screenshot earlier, not just like an hour and a half ago. An hour and a half to 2 hours ago. Upgrade to premium. I think I should probably upgrade to premium. But I mean, what's the point to upgrade to premium? So I can see outstanding wish lists and gross revenue. I mean, I really don't care how many people wish listed this game, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to bring these numbers to your attention because I just find it very strange to see it drop so much. And then I know it's going to go up. I get that. But to drop by 110,000 just seems a little odd to me. I never have seen Game Analytics or any analytical website drop by that much after just 1 day. I've never seen it happen. And again, you gotta imagine how many of that is free, how many of that is like review codes, free copies, whatever the case would be. How many of that is actually like, involved in those numbers? We really don't know, because unfortunately we're never going to get that level of transparency. It sucks, but that's just what it is. So that's all I wanted to bring up to your attention. We're going to keep looking at these numbers, see how they grow. At this point in time, though, considering that this was the weekend, this was the time for them to hit 100,000. They didn't do it. And I will say, if the number continues to rise, because if you look, the number is continuing to rise every single day. And it just seems a little bit weird to me. I've never seen a game do that. Never. Very rarely. The last time we saw that happen was Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong kept going up and up and up for a few days, and then eventually it tapered off. But this game seems like it's doing that as well. But who knows? Could be. But I think after the weekend, I think the game is shot. But we're going to find out if it's going to hit 100K at some point. But we'll see. We shall see. But I just wanted to bring that attention to you guys so you have the full transparency of the numbers, because I know people were asking.